guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kylie.
And today we're going to be swatching out some new paints, new for me paints. I do want to apologize for my energy levels. I'm still having health issues and hoping that it gets better. But I am sitting up right now, which is a huge improvement from last week. So we are gonna swatch. I'm not gonna paint anything today, Kylie is. I'm gonna swatch some new paints that I got from Case for Making, and I'm gonna explain all of what we're doing when we turn the camera around. But I just wanna thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. We are only gonna have 2 videos this week. I don't think I have the energy to do another one, but hopefully next week or the week after, we'll get back to our 3-week. But I do appreciate all the sweet comments that we've been getting, and thank you so much for your patience. So. Yes, Kylie and Ashley back together. This is our first video in 2025 together.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It's a new year. How do you feel about this new year, Kylie? How's it treating you?
Feels the same. It's still winter. It's still cold.
It's so cold. My new year's not been the greatest, but it'll get better, hopefully.
I mean, I guess mine hasn't really been either. I've been sick and then coffee.
It's been an interesting
yeah
beginning to the year, but
it'll get better.
It will get better. We are excited for big things to come this year. We have some exciting stuff happening in the spring, and I'm excited. But let's go ahead. We're going to turn the camera around and start swatching. Okay, so I recently did a custom palette from Case for Making. You can go on their website and pick out the colors that you want. It is not a cheap thing. They're handmade paints, and they're not cheap. Okay, Kylie. I considered just buying the pans that I wanted and putting them in a palette instead of buying this palette. How much do you think the tin palette cost?
Just the tin?
Yeah. Keep in mind, it is, here, it's really stiff right now. It is a little bit nicer than all of my like little normal tin palettes. $45.
Okay.
So this metal tin is $45, and so you can just buy the colors you want. Whoops. We're going to get to that in a second. You can buy the colors that you want and put them in any palette, but I liked this one because it's mint and it's different, and I like having all of my like one branded palettes look different from others, so I went ahead and just did the custom palette thing. So I got 12 colors, and I'm going to go through and show you them. And I did the little swatch card that comes with it, so you can kind of get a preview right there. But I need to look at the names of them. So I'm going to, let me explain this now. So we're going to swatch these, but let me explain how. And we're starting a new series of swatching things. So this is my Paper Republic leather sketchbook holder thing that I got, and it's very expensive, and it's very expensive to replace these little watercolor things, and I don't like the paper. This little thing costs $40, just this little glued together pieces of paper. So I decided to make my own. I still have to cut the edges down, but I have glued together some Fabriano cold press. I have a giant roll of it, and so I just decided to make one of my own. And I want a place that I have all of my palettes swatched in one place, so I can go flip through them and see the swatches of them. So we're going to start this with the Case for Making today. And I like doing stone swatches. Here's a little sample of that, and that's what I want to do all of my palettes across the board. I want stone swatches of all of them. Does that make sense? Are you following?
Yeah.
Are you asleep?
Only slightly.
Okay. So I'm going to be doing my stone swatches and talking about the Case for Making paints, and Kylie's going to be playing with them alongside me. So that's what we're doing today. Chilled, laid back video because we're still
Recovering.
Not normal.
We're
not normal. All right, so Case for Making, the colors. Let me actually pull up my email so I can tell you what colors they are. So they're handmade in California, and I don't have a lot of experience with them yet. I did already own 3 colors, and so I like the ones I have. so I wanted more. So, all right, Kylie, wet your brush. And we're gonna start, actually, scooch this away. So let's talk about these colors. We're gonna start with hot pink. So let's get this wet. Why is it going?
Because it's on this thing. So it goes.
Yeah, but it has feet.
It has feet. Not tall enough.
Whoops. I'm a disaster, people. I am a disaster. Okay. All right, so this is Case for Making's Hot Pink. One thing that I really wanted was some like fluorescent-y, neon-y colors from this palette. So let's see how this pink looks. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. And if you can hear my son in the background, I'm very sorry. He is home with me today. He is watching TV in the other room, but you might hear some background noise. So I am sorry. Kylie, what you think of this color?
It's a truffula tree.
Ooh, it is. But what do you think of the color? It's pretty. I'm like, you didn't answer the question. I love this, and I love using this to mix other colors as well. You can make some beautiful bright, especially if you do this with the blue. Oh, some bright purples would be beautiful. So there is the hot pink. All right, the next color, sand. That is very appropriately named, don't you think?
Yeah. Looks like sand.
These re-wet beautifully, very, very easily and quickly. Good color payoff, but they seem to sheer out as well. I'm looking for my watercolors. Beautiful. I need a fine liner. Can you hand me? Thank you. That way I can write the color names. I feel like this one is running out.
I can grab a different one.
Let's see how long this one lasts. I go through fine liners quite quickly. Okay, the next color. This one is a very interesting and unique formula. It's one that does not behave. It does not behave like a watercolor, in my opinion. It feels like a sand suspended in a little bit of, I don't know. Oh, careful. It also, hold on, let me tell you the name. It's tourmaline black, but it doesn't take much to like dig into it. If that, like you get a lot on your brush, and then it's very extremely granulating. It's so granulating that, like I said, it doesn't even feel like a watercolor. It feels like sand. I've never seen a watercolor behave quite like this. I can definitely see its uses though. It reminds me a little bit of Lunar Black from Daniel Smith, but this one again is a misbehaving Lunar Black. Like the
It does feel like sand.
The base formula of it is, I don't know how to explain it.
It feels like sand. It feels like there's white watercolor paint with sand in it.
Well, just water. Like, cause it's like just clear.
Oh yeah.
So, but you could get really cool effects with it. You just have to treat it a little bit differently. And like, see, I'm like having to place it.
Yeah.
Instead of it moving and blending. But it is fascinating. It's definitely, yeah, see, when you don't do it thickly, it's just like spreading dirt on the page.
Yep.
But
essentially,
I'm not mad at it. It's just different, and you have to approach it differently. Tourmaline black. Yeah, it feels like sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Interesting.
right. This one is called Ultramarine Pink. In other words, purple.
Purple.
That's funny. Because ultramarine is blue and then pink, so blue and pink make a purple. And again, this is a beautiful pigmented color. I'm liking using this brush for swatching. This is the Princeton Neptune 1/4 inch wash. In case you don't know what this brush is by now, I've used it quite a bit. See if I can get it even deeper.
It's gonna be a Dr. Seuss page.
It's Susie. Okay.
Actually, not.
Okay, so that is ultramarine pink. The next color is ultramarine blue light. So it's a little bit lighter than a traditional ultramarine. And it is beautiful.
It's bright.
Yeah. I wanted to go with some bright colors so I could mix anything I wanted. You can't mix bright from muted, but you can get muted from bright. And so that's one thing that handmade paints do well that you don't get from most mainstream brands is bright, vibrant, like neon colors. This one isn't necessarily a neon color, but the yellow definitely is.
It's very pigmented.
It is pigment.
Weird plants.
I do. I love this world you're creating for us. Okay. The next color we have is... Oh, I forgot. I also bought a brush from Case for Making. If you want to see that in another video, let me know. I'm actually really enjoying it. But this next color is called Peach. I almost got the blue in the peach. Here, I may have actually gotten a little blue in the
Yeah,
peach.
looks like you did, yeah.
We're just going to tap it. There we go.
Yep.
Hear my child. Okay. And here is Peach. And that is a perfect name for this. So, fun fact, when I was picking this, you go through on the website and you click on a color and it puts it in your cart, in your palette. It's like really fun to do. But I was filling my palette up and I had 2 spots left, and my husband and his dad were over. My husband was over at his house, of course. But his dad was over, and I had them each pick a color to finish out my palette. Can you guess which one each of them picked?
Is it out of the ones that are already here?
No,
or?
out of the palette. And Daniel should be pretty obvious, but...
Did he pick this one?
No.
No. I don't know what he picked.
He picked the gray.
Oh,
The gray.
okay.
So Daniel picked the gray, and Bobby picked this, which on the website is red. I will let you see it when it's swatched.
It looks really
Okay, this next one I think is my favorite. This one is called Topaz. Are you ready for this?
See, that's the color.
It is the color. It is. It's so pretty. Oh, Kylie, look at it.
That's
And it separates a little bit too. It's just so beautiful.
that was really cool.
So, Case for Making Topaz. If you're building a palette on their website, I highly recommend this color right here, because it's gorgeous. see when you lift some, you can see the colors, and some green. And, oh, I just love it. Okay, so let me rate that.
I go to clean it off and then I realized that I wasn't done with the color yet.
That's okay. The next one is obviously fluorescent yellow.
Obviously.
I have to clean it off to get its most fluorescentness. I think my brush is holding on to some blue. Really clean that brush off.
The water's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you ready for this highlighter?
Holy guacamole.
Doesn't it look like a highlighter?
It does. I've never seen such a bright watercolor before.
Is that not beautiful?
That's crazy.
Oh, I actually like that little whoop in it. I'm gonna leave that. That is fluorescent yellow.
Goodness.
It is so bright.
It is very bright.
It's blinding. I like it a lot. All right, we have 4 more colors. This next one is called Carmine. I thought it was just Carmine, but it's Carmine Naccarat. Naccarat.
Naccarat? I don't know.
We're just going to say Carmine. And here is Carmine. It is red, but it has got a hint of magenta to it. Like I could see it in a light wash looking pink. But it makes it a very good primary to have in a palette.
It has red.
And if you mix the fluorescent yellow and the carmine, all right, 3 more colors. This next one is kind of a perfect opal and mint color, I would say. But it's called Nicosia Green. Nicosia. It's a little darker in the pan than it is, well, most colors are. But it's got a minty saginess to it that I love. Yeah, you could do it in a very light wash and it'll look mint, or you could build it up to look sage, and it's just a beautiful color.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So I've used these a couple of times, not a lot yet, but as far as where they rank on my experience anyway of handmade watercolors, the jury's out. I don't know. I like them a lot. The 3 that I had already, based on those, the quality of these are excellent. I really, really enjoy 31 Purple Fish because of the colors, but these have some fantastic colors. They have a leg up on 31 Purple Fish because you can get these so much easier. 31 Purple Fish are like made in batches and they change their colors. So if you run out of something, you can't just pick another one up. So these are a little bit more accessible. I can pick these up at a local store in Dallas even. So these might, if they perform well, they might have a leg up on 31 Purple Fish. I don't know. This next one is called Payne's Gray. Now their Payne's Gray is more just gray. Traditionally, Payne's Gray has more blue in it, but this is pretty just gray. But it is a pretty color. So annoying.
Gray does not fit into this colorful world.
I'm very, you could do a gray rock.
I could do rocks.
I'm very proud of your creativity today. Creativity. Yes. And your willingness to just go for it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I've tried to not be as much of a perfectionist with art. It's difficult.
It's a journey.
But I've tried to let myself make some stuff that's ugly.
Yeah.
So
that's the point when you start learning, is when you get okay with making ugly art. So I'm proud of you.
Because I drew sort of a dragon the other day, but it was not a pretty one.
And that's okay. All right, the last color is a yellow called Oxalis, Oxalis. But I needed another yellow in here other than just the fluorescent, and this is a beautiful.
This is a beautiful yellow.
I don't even know what I would call this. It's just beautiful.
It reminds me of a yellow that I use.
It's like a
of
dandelion.
my markers.
Not a dandelion. What's daffodil?
Oh yeah.
Looks like a daffodil.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sunflower also. I could totally paint a sunflower with that.
I was curious what would happen if I
Layered it.
Layered
Did it move the black pigments around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah, they're literally like sand on the paper.
It's literally like sand on the paper.
And I'm afraid that
it rubs off.
you could. Yeah,
it does. I tested that when I first put it on.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is that.
I think it's fun playing with, but it may not stay where you put it.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have put these more in. I was gonna trim the edges of these papers.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if I should.
I mean, I don't think you have to trim it.
No, they don't have to be
gives
perfect.
it like that homemade.
It's definitely handmade. Okay, so this is my case for making. So my goal is to go through all of my palettes eventually. I have quite a few, but I want to go through them all and swatch them in this manner, so I have them all in one thing. I will be going through and doing this on camera, so I'll have a video swatching my Gallo palette. I will swatch, obviously, my Daniel Smiths. I've swatched them several times, but I want them in here as well. But I have so many palettes at this point, and I would love to see them all in one spot. So let me know if you do want to see that. We'll make it a series. Double swatching my palettes. This is so beautiful. Topaz and these two. I like them all. What's your favorite color? Looking at these. Obviously, never mind. That's your favorite one. I answered for her.
Yep.
I love the mixture of colors that I got. I feel like I can make almost any color. I can make any color with this. Even with the ultramarine, the fluorescent yellow, and the carmine, that's a really good primary base because this is so intensely bright. I did need this one if I wanted yellow. But let me show you before we are gone. I would like to show you, let me get a piece of paper. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, this Bao paper is not the normal Bao paper. It feels smooth.
It is smooth.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Okay, so I want to show you what happens when you mix the fluorescent with the carmine. So we're going to get carmine here, and we're going to mix the two. You get this beautiful color here. So you can get a more traditional red out of these, and obviously the more yellow you add, the more orange it will be. But it's really fun to see what mixtures you can get when you add in fluorescent colors, because look at that orange.
The sky is yellow.
The sky is yellow with lots of little tiny birds in it.
Yes, it's a flock of birds.
I want to just do a couple of color mixing here, and then we will close out this video. But so here is the hot pink, and then if you mix some ultramarine in it, you get this beautiful purple. Like, look at that color.
That's pretty.
And then if you want to mute let's say we have this yellow. I'm going to take just a tiny touch. Oh, that color takes over. But a touch of that. That was not a touch, was it? And then I want to go boop on the blue. Oh, wait a second. Let's do this. Do you see the colors you can make? Oh, that's so pretty. All right, let's mix some topaz here. And then I'm going to mix, get ready for this, hot pink with our topaz. What do you think is going to happen?
Not sure.
Look at that purple. Look at that purple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's a color we would want to mix? What's a color we like? What do I like? Got some color on that. Let's actually mix the blue, this ultramarine light, with the fluorescent. We get a very, very vibrant green. Then if you want to dull that green down,
Add red.
take a touch of the red. And then you have a more olivey green. Now, let's say we have that mixture here. What happens if we add hot pink? Because it's another hot color, but it's the opposite. What will happen? Still dulls it.
I mean, I figured it would dull it, but
You can make it really pretty brown.
there's a say make brown.
Ooh, the hot pink and the fluorescent yellow.
Mm.
There's a little bit of residual color in that, but look at that. Wow. That is so pretty.
It's like fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do the hot pink with a little bit of peach. So I want to show you can get some pretty muted colors too. That's like muted pot. It's hard to explain. That is a
It's a cool color.
that's a really cool color.
It's coral.
It is. That's a beautiful color because peach and hot pink. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
That's beautiful. I'm loving what's happening right here.
That is really pretty. Those two colors and then like the...
Okay, I'm going to take the topaz.
The way that dried is really cool.
That is beautiful. With the neon. And then I want to dull it down a little bit. Let's take this lighter yellow. That's more sappy green. That's pretty.
That is pretty.
And then here's our sand. So strange. I'm not in love with this. I don't feel like this is going to be one I'm going to use much. It's going to, again, be for like really special occasions. And it's, I feel if I want this kind of look, I can use my Daniel Smith Lunar Black that's not going to flake off. But, yeah, so there's our colors from Case for Making. Another thing, let's do one more. I want to see what sand, on camera here, sand, whoops, I still had some of the sand in it.
The sand in the sand.
With hot pink. Because sand's going to have a milkiness to it. You're going to have some muted, really pretty muted milky colors. That's beautiful.
It's like a blush pink.
And then if we did, I'm just having fun now. I'm liking these. If we did topaz with sand. Oh, ho, ho. Look at that muted, beautiful blue. So anyways, there's the Case for Making colors that I got. Let me know if you've tried this brand and if you have a color you love from it, but I think that's going to wrap up this video. I'll put this on screen more so you can see Kylie's masterpiece. But if you did enjoy this, please give it a
Thumbs up.
and if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos,
Hit that subscribe button.
down below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Which one is it that one? Yeah, we'll get to that. Hey guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley.
I'm Kylie.
And today we're going to be swatching out some, it's swinging slightly. There.
Am I swatching too?
You can swatch or paint or just play. You can do whatever your heart desires, actually.